This example, I'm just going to show you a spreadsheet which allows us to import a lot of information from an external system. For instance, if you've got a CSV file or fixed length file format from an external system, you need to import it into Exchequer. PostTrans will allow this. It's basically an import button up here which will either import from a CSV file into this area here within a spreadsheet, or you can actually set up the format of a fixed file length within the default spreadsheet. This allows it to populate the spreadsheet, and you'll see what happens in a second when I try and post it. Obviously you have to nominate and tell PostTrans what to push where, but for instance, in fact the date format's a bit strange here because they're not formatted to a date format, but let's just post the transaction here. And what it's done is it's read that first line. It said, okay, well that's one line, so I'm going to put that, so that's to account Brom. I've got a nominal count of 52010, which is the sales GL. That's the description. So this is an amount for the hire of a stall, for instance. Now it's a it's being imported as an SRI, so that means it's actually going to put a receipt in as well. So all these payments are going to be matched off. So it's brought up this confirmation, which is detailed confirmation, so I can simply post that into Exchequer simply by pressing the post transaction button. You see it whizzing through. But obviously if we've got a long file from an external system, we'd want it to process the whole lot. So let's just cancel that. I'm just going to change a setting in system settings. I'm just going to turn off the confirmation. So obviously you're now happy with the design of the spreadsheet. And now if we say post transactions, you'll see it's warning me that the confirmation's turned off, and yeah, I'm happy to go along. Now this is interesting. One of these accounts does not exist, so what it said is, do I want to create an account temporarily with unknown against? I'm just going to hit yes, and there's another one, and several more. Doesn't look like we're actually registered to use the software, which is interesting. Let's just, having created those accounts, let's do it again because they're all quite valid. And the point is, it's now processing down. So the idea is it would process the whole file and push all those transactions to Exchequer. Let's just see what it did. It created some SRIs. So if we go now to the sales day book, down the bottom we should see a whole series of SRIs. That's great. Now some of those accounts were unknown, so we could simply go into here and we could fill in and populate all the customer details. But you see, the idea of this is, if you're working to a tight budget and you need to bring in a file from an external system, you can just create a template here that takes in the information, and maybe you don't actually have many accounts that don't exist, or you bring it in using a different part of PostTrans to import the customer information. But it allows a cost-effective, easy integration to get a system up and running very quickly.